sorry about that. Sorry about that. I accidentally turned my camera off as I was turning it. So, okay. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. I did finish this dress. I'm so excited. I've mentioned before that this is the pattern that got me wanting to learn how to crochet. I was a knitter for 4 or 5 years, happily doing that. No interest in learning how to crochet, though I did enjoy crochet content, or at least yarn content from crocheters in general, till I saw this pattern by Bag O' Day Crochet, and I fell in love with it. And I was like, I guess I gotta learn how to crochet. And I ordered a set of needles like that night, pretty much. So this is called, she just called the Diamonds in Blue. I made it with, do I have some? Oh, it's upstairs. I made it with Eddie Bauer Woolpaca yarn, which is a, I want to say 50%, maybe even 80% alpaca, and I should just go get it. It's a wool alpaca blend. I don't remember the content, but maybe if I remember, I'll pop a picture up and put it on the, or put the specs on the screen. But yeah, so I made it with that. I chose it because it has this, they call it aqua, I believe, but it's like this light blue, Tiffany blue almost color, which is one of my favorite colors to look at. Royal blue is really my favorite color. Blue in general, but I love a good royal blue. But man, there's nothing more beautiful than like a really nice robin's egg, Tiffany, aqua, whatever you want to call it, and it just draws me in every time. And the original dress pattern is even like more Tiffany blue. That's what really like drew my eye to it. And so when I saw this yarn at Joann, I was like, oh, I could use this for my dress. And I was like, all right, we're gonna finally do it. So I finished it last Thursday, and I really enjoyed making one. It was very simple. It's just 2 panels that you seam up. I'll show you in a minute. So I really enjoyed making it. The yarn was a dream to work with. It feels, even now just touching it, it feels like really smooth on my hands and stuff. Like it just feels like butter. It's so simple. And I'm almost mad that I waited so long to try this, because it just was really easy. So it's just 2 long rectangles, seam it up along the side here, and leave a hole for the sleeve, and you seam it up along the front, and that's it. Leave a hole for the neck, and that's it. I did have to, let me see if I can show you guys. I don't think I can get low enough. Okay. So, and see this horizontal part. So this pattern is really just supposed to be like the 2 horizontal panels. I miscalculated how long I needed it. Like it seemed right when I made my initial chain, though it felt a little short, but then when I like measured against my body, it felt okay. But I feel like maybe in doing the pattern, it shrunk. But by the time I actually finished it and sewed it together and put it on, as you see, I mean, this doesn't even look that bad, but when I put it on originally, like, it ended, like, here. Like, no bending over ever. And so I just did the same pattern, did another panel in the same pattern for a few rows, and I sewed it on. And all the seams are done with slip stitches. So that's really the only modification I made to this pattern. I did the large, extra large size, even though I think it's just because I have a thicker waist. Got a few more curves than Crystal does. And so even though like my bust size is way smaller than the large, extra large that she gave, or like it was XL, maybe XL too. Yeah, there was like a small, extra small, and then like medium large. And then the biggest size was like XL to double XL. I did the XL to double XL, even though I'm like a large for most things, because I feel like I got hips for days, and I got thighs from running track when I was 20 years ago, 30 years ago in high school that never stuck with me. And so even though my bust size was like more medium to large, I'm flat chested. It's just what it is. I did a bigger size, which I'm glad I did. I think I went, so I think my panels were like 10.5 inches or so. And yeah, I sewed them together. It's all the slip stitched together. It's nice. And then there's just like a single crochet around all of the edges. So that's it, and it worked out really good. I'm really happy. My only complaint would be, and this is not with the pattern itself, it's more with the yarn. Oh, sorry, you're on my keyboard and you're pushing buttons. Like I said, the yarn is a dream to work with. It feels great on your hands, so good. Like I said, just even like I can't stop feeling myself up because I'm like, oh, it is not a dream to wear. It is so very itchy. Like, and I kind of had a hint of this as I was making it. Like if I put it up against my, like, I was hoping it was just my neck was feeling extra sensitive. Like if I like put it up against my face or neck, it definitely felt itchy. But like having it, working on it across my body, didn't really feel that bad. But when I finished it and put it on, it was itch city. It was so scratchy, which is crazy because I don't know. So I did all the things. Like I soaked it in vinegar. I soaked it in vinegar for like 30 minutes or something. Maybe, I don't remember. And then I got like a whole bottle of conditioner and like rubbed it in all over. Let that soak for another 30, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Rinsed it out really good. Rinse, 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 rinse. Laid it out flat to dry. And then this step, which I'd never heard before, is to fold it up real tight and put it in a Ziploc bag and like press all the air out of it as much as you can to seal it, and then leave it and then freeze it overnight, which I did. And apparently that like helps the fibers lay down flat and like kind of bonds them in place. I probably think I shouldn't have done that because I put it on when it dried after I laid it out flat for like a day and I flipped it over a few times and all that. I tried it on because I was showing my husband and it didn't feel itchy at all. But after I froze it and put it on, it's feeling not as bad as when I first put it on, but it's feeling itchy again. I think what happens is, and I'm hoping this is the case, you see all these little fuzzies. This is from the washing of it mainly, and it's just shedding like crazy. It was not shedding before I washed it, but just like washing it, like working the shampoo and not the shampoo, the conditioner in and everything, like loosened up all these hairs, and so it sheds like crazy now. Like, I'll try. Like, yeah. See, hold on. See that? Like that's just from. So I feel like because all these hairs, like you can probably see them flying around, are now loose, like they're standing up, and that's kind of like it's those loose hairs that are poking me. So I think like once all of the fibers that I dislodged in the washing process kind of like work their way out, it'll calm itself down. I'm hoping, because yeah, like when I first put it on, after I dried it overnight, for a couple nights actually, it felt great. So I think like freezing it kind of. Instead of laying the fibers down, it kind of pulled them up. I don't know. But either way, I feel like as it sheds some of all these loose hairs, I think that's what's really scratching me. It'll chill out, hopefully. I definitely need to like, I've been kind of like brushing it and doing everything to try to like shed it as much off, because it's like my dog. So those are my only real complaints. But other than that, it's great. And what's really cool, and I didn't realize it until I was finishing it up the other night, is I finished this like 2 years to the day from when I first saw it, pretty much, because I saw when the tutorial was released. It was like July 24th, 2022, I guess. And I know I saw this within like, you know, either the same night it was released or like maybe the next day. So I know like that's when I was like, oh, I have to learn to make this. And so it was this, I finished it 2 years to the day pretty much from when I was like, I gotta learn to crochet just to make this dress. So anyway, so excited. Oh, I forgot something upstairs. I'm gonna have to pause you anyway. All right, I'll be back. Well, I'll be back.
Sorry, my fault. Okay?
Okay. So let me show you in a minute. So anyway, that's the story of the dress. I'm really happy with it. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's awesome. And so I can't wait to wear it out. Other than that, what else has been going on? For finished objects, besides this, I got a few hats that I've been working on. This isn't the first one I made, but these are just two that I made, that are just like vanilla, crochet hats, double crochet hats. This one used up the last of the Big Twist Living that I used to make that Baby Yoda hat a few months ago for my friend. So it just used it up. All I had is this left. And then this one here just used up my very last Caron Colorama Halo, not Halo, Colorama Ogo in whatever colorway this is. And just to finish it up with this little bit of Red Heart Super Saver. So I made those, like both of these I think I made like on Friday while I was sitting around. This one I made like sometime last week. So I've been working out this cherry red Heart Super Saver Jumbo for I feel like a year, and it just would not it would not end, and it's finally ended. So this is the last little bit of it. I just have this one little ball left. I got this like one little ball of the Jumbo, I mean the Caron, the Halo, I mean the Ogo. So I just did your basic rib beanie, and then when I ran out of the cherry red, I pulled out, I just went and grabbed something else. It's another Jumbo, so it's probably gonna be another year. This is Red Heart Super Saver in dark gray heather. And it's just your post stitches, your front post double crochet, ribbed beanie, but I like the way it came out. So it's 3 hats to add to the collection for my hats I'm gonna donate. I really like this one. These are 3 like masculine hats, so that's always good. And I guess so those are just little things I finished last week. Now I don't know what's next. I have a couple more, well, this work in progress you're seeing. This is just my knit hat that I'm making with the I don't have it in front of me. I thought I did. The KNC, it's called like Lux Wool or something like that. Lux Wool Merino, something along those lines. It's the KNC, the new KNC Merino wool. I don't know what I did with the yarn band, the donut band. Just been working this up. This is as far as I've gotten. So it's a ways. Like I could definitely have started decreasing already, but like I want to make it with the substantial brim. And it looks like narrow, but don't forget it's a rib, so they shrink up on you. So it's, you know, more like this. So I'm gonna go maybe a couple more inches. I have a good bit left. I'm gonna go a few more inches, and then I'm gonna start decreasing, probably maybe several more inches to make it kind of almost like a slouchy sock head kind of hat. And just keep going. And that way I just like it. This is just gonna be my hat, probably. Because even though it shrinks, I do feel like it's a little bit. We'll see when I get it off the needles, like how tight it is. But we're not starting over because this isn't bigger to try to frog. But I still really like it, the tonal colors. I went back to Joann, just like I was walking through there the other day, and I was like, I wanted to check it out because, like I said, I couldn't remember if this was the one that was like $14, $15, or if it was the one that was like $7 or $8. I think the wool alpaca blend is like the $7.99 one. This is just the merino wool, and this one is $14.99. It's insane. It was on sale though. I think all the KNC yarn was 25% off or something like that. I didn't get any more. I was just looking just because I was trying to remember to tell you guys, I guess. But I still really like it. It's so soft. So expensive though. All right, so that's, one more work in progress. So once I finished this dress, I was like, all right, got to jump into something else, because I almost was like, oh man, this is a big accomplishment. This is something that, you know, it's been in the works for a long time. And, you know, like, I apropos to the Olympics, like, you know, the Olympians, like, they talk about having like that feeling of like what's next, let down when they get like win a medal or something. It's almost like that. I was like, all right, well, nothing else is gonna excite me. So I was like, I decided to jump into something like immediately to kind of avoid that. And I wanted to do another wearable. And so I went through, I have like a whole list of saved, all my liked. So I don't use my likes to like videos, and I'm sorry if you're a creator that I watch, I do like your videos, but I don't always like your videos just because I use my likes as like my to-do playlist. I know I should just make a separate playlist, and I will one day when I'm not as lazy. And so I went through my liked videos playlist, and I had a few tops, and I ended up picking this one. I don't remember the name. It's like it's just called, I think, like V-Stich Summer Top or something by MJ Off the Hook, and it's this. And I chose it because I wanted something that I could use a like 1 or 2 weight with, and she uses a super fine cotton blend, cotton acrylic blend. This is just a cotton, just because that's what I want to do. This technically is like a summer dress, and it's, you know, it's wool, but it's, you know, wool is actually supposedly actually, like, it's cooler technically because it's more breathable than some other things. And this is like a 3 weight. And so, you know, I feel like it could be, maybe if I'd used, I feel like if I'd used maybe like gone up a hook size and it was just a little bit airier, it's still very airy stitch obviously, but if it was just like a little bit of a looser stitch, I feel like it would have felt more like a summer dress. Like, I'm sitting in my living room now. It is relatively, I'm not overheating, and my, you know, I haven't tried like outside with it though. So maybe this weekend or next weekend, like if I go somewhere or do something, I'll wear this around and see how it really feels. And I'll give it a time to like hopefully shed off some of this and send it out in the atmosphere, not in my living room. So yeah. Anyway, so I wanted to do a 1 weight this time because I have so many 1 weights. I found this pattern from MJ Off the Hook, which I'll leave down there in the description box. It's a V-neck tee. The construction is, you see I got my stitch markers here. Like, this is where right now we're working on the yoke. So this is the front, these two here. I'm assuming this is how it's gonna be because I got a little ways to go, but these are the front. So we're gonna meet probably, I'm sorry, I'm not even showing you good. Here, let me take this out and I'll just do this. Okay, so this is the front. This little short section here is one side of the front. This is a sleeve up to this stitch marker. This long section is the back. This is another sleeve up to this stitch marker. And then this is also the front. So these are like 2, so I'm guessing we're gonna seam it together down the middle. So this is still the yoke we're increasing. I'm assuming what we're gonna do is, if this is the sleeve, so it's gonna fold here and fold here, right? And then this front part, once I get a few more rows, they're gonna meet and we're gonna seam up the middle. So this is a sleeve and this is a sleeve. So we're working on the yoke right now. And I got a little ways to go, more increases to go. But it's a really simple V-stitch pattern. It's all V-stitches, so it's gonna be really nice and light, but it also is gonna work out. It's working out really quick. I got this fold up. What I'm using is this KNC hand-dyed cotton. Seeing that? Let me see. There we go. This is the 100% cotton one. It is in the color something. If you guys remember, months and months ago, I found a whole bunch of this abandoned, like in the clearance aisle of my Joann's. But my Joann has like 2 clearance aisles, and the yarn is usually on one of them, and other stuff is usually on the other. This is not on the yarn with the aisle with it that usually has a yarn, because it was was hanging by the little hook things, and so I guess they put it on the other yarn, the other aisle with like on the little display hooks. But no one ever saw it, and they were like, half of them were unraveled. I bought all of them that I could find. This color is called Gray Speckle, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's gray speckles. So this is one, I picked this only because I had 2 of these, and I know I need about 700-800 yards. So this one I had 2 of. Like, there's like this kind of lime green speckly one. Like the white in this would have been like a bright green, and then the speckles, I don't remember what color speckles were, which probably would have still come out cute, but you know, I had 2 of those. What else did I had 2 of? I know I had 2 of these. I had several of these blue ones, of a bunch, like this really pretty blue, but I want to save that for something else. Like, I didn't want to experiment with that one because this is the first time, really, like, I'm still very new to wearables. And this is my first time doing one like this. But I remember I said I wanted to do a wearable that wasn't just like a rectangle or 2 rectangles that you seam up a certain way, because the cardigan I made was just a rectangle that you fold up and seam. This is just 2 rectangles that you fold up and seam. So I wanted to do something that was constructed a little different, but because I never done it anymore, because I'd never done it before, I didn't want to use one, like a yarn that I knew I really liked. You know what I mean? I mean, I like this too, but I wanted to, in case I didn't like the result, I didn't want to use one that I kind of was really looking forward to wearing. And so I have a really pretty blue one that I have been looking forward to wearing, that I was like, okay, I won't use that. I can't remember actually now if that blue is the merino or if it's the cotton. I want to say it's the cotton. I feel like it's the cotton. I don't know if I ever bought the wool one. I'd be looking in the store when I go to Joann, but like the colors this year, I'm not a fan of any of them. Like, I actually want to buy, because I have so many of the cotton ones, because all the ones that I found discarded were the cotton ones. The merino, the wool ones were all gone, but I was like, I want to try the wool ones, but I don't like the colors really of any of them. They're all like, they're all like maybe like a solid, like up to here, and then here will be like some crazy variegated colors, like maybe this is all black and then this is like rainbow down here, which is fine. I'm sure it's pretty, but I'm like, I want something more cohesive, and they all kind of have that kind of duality to them where it's like one thing and then it goes to something else. Like all the colors this year, once they go on clearance, if they go on clearance, I'll probably still get them. Like last year they went on clearance for $6.97, which I guess, I don't remember how much they cost last year. I feel like they're like $10 this year. We'll see. So anyway, I've been working on this. I started this yesterday. Actually, well, yeah, pretty much yesterday. The first row, the setup row, which is just like a single crochet in the, gosh, so you're not gonna focus. It's just a single crochet in the back bump of the starting chain that I did like Saturday night, but that's all I did. And then, yeah, I started this yesterday. And so working on that, I'm gonna work on that some more tonight. Then that's that. Upcoming, I've got a couple things that I put yarn for, but I haven't started yet. See, I'm like, ooh. First of all, if you guys remember this is my skinny cake in the color Baked Alaska that I made the Which Way Filet blanket for my friends with. So I'm gonna make myself a blanket with this, probably a filet blanket. It's especially gonna be great for being upstairs because my husband loves to run the fan all the time, and then I have to get under the covers, but he hates when the bed gets unmade before bedtime. But I love getting under the covers. Like, I'll get under, he's not home because he's working. I'm under the covers already, but he always gets annoyed. So I used to have a quilt, I had a quilt that, or I still have it, but we have a quilt that my mother-in-law made me back when we were dating. My stepson, it's made it to his bed because he gave his blanket. They have a bunk bed, and our youngest likes to like make himself a little cave. He's on the bottom bunk, and so he likes to make himself a little cave in there. So he'll hang his older brother's blanket. It's like on the rails of the bunk bed to like enclose it, and his brother lets him steal it, and then he's cold. And so he has my quilt, and we have another, I think he has both of our quilts, because then my husband, she made another quilt that she was hoping to sell at like a craft fair, but it just it didn't sell, and then he got it from her. So it's like a Christmas quilt. It's really pretty, but I think that's on my stepson's bed too, because he gave all his blankets to his little brother. And so I'm gonna make myself one, probably also a fillet. I don't think it'll be the which way fillet, but I'm gonna find a cute fillet pattern. I'm gonna make it with this because I have so many of these. Like, I was just digging around in my cake bin because I have like 2 or 3 of these out that I pulled out when I first knew I was gonna make that blanket. I only ended up using like 3, and so there's probably 3 more that I already have out. And then I was like digging around in my cake bin to find what I'll show you next, and there's at least like 4 more of them. So I'm gonna make myself probably a little bit bigger than the which way fillet blanket because I do want to be able to like use it when I'm upstairs in my room. But not too big, but I'll use probably 3 or 4 of these for that, and I'll still probably have 2 more that I gotta figure out what it's for. The other thing I went and pulled out, what I was actually looking for, was I wore my my shawl, the 2/8 shawl that I made, not my Agatha's Reading shawl, but the other shawl that I made with the cotton yarn cake. It's like the one that was like pinks and blues and some tans. I wore that to church yesterday, and a friend of mine was like, "Oh, that's so pretty," and she was like, "Can you make?" She's like, "Can you make me one? And how much is it gonna cost?" I was like, "I'll make you. I'm not gonna charge you nothing." I was like, "Well, what color?" She's like, "I really like these colors." And I was like, "Well, I don't have anything else in this color, but what colors do you like?" She's like, "I like earth tones and greens." So it's like, "I got you. I'll make you something." So what I found digging through my cake bin was this cupcake yarn. If you guys remember Lion Brand cupcake, it is no longer a thing, but from what I understand, Mandala Baby is the exact same thing. Honestly, they're all the same. This is Mandala, right? Like, what's the difference? I don't see one. It's a 3-way. Is it a 3-way? Yeah, it's a lightweight 3. Maybe it's a slightly lighter 3 than Mandala. I don't know. I don't think so, though. These are I don't know if you guys can see them. Block the light a little bit. These are the colors in here. So very earth tony, very pretty. It's called Tundra. Very fitting name. So I think I have more of these in this. I feel like, but I pulled out 3, which I feel like is gonna be more than enough. Because she was like, my obviously the one that I made with the yarn cake, it's like 800 yards. For a crochet shawl, it always makes like a little bit of a smaller shawl because it's just not a lot of yards. But actually that one was a good size. I feel like it's bigger than the first one I made for my aunt back in Christmas time, which really felt like more of a shawlette, or this one I can wrap around me. And if I were to block it, I could probably stretch it out a little bit more. But either way, she's like, I want it to come down a little bit lower, over my butt. And I was like, yeah, I can definitely do that. So I wanted to make sure I found something that had enough yards. I'm pretty sure that I have, if I have at least 1 or more of these. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I do. I'm not sure yet what pattern. I have a couple ideas floating around. I won't say yet, but I'm not sure exactly which pattern I'm going to use for this. But I will. And the good thing about this is that they all pretty much start at the same point for the most part. The centers match up. So, and they end at the same point. So I can start here, go all the way out, and then start at the end and come all the way in, and then start back here. So, just for a little cohesive flow without having to do too much color controlling. But yeah, I got a couple. We'll look. So I gotta find a pattern for this, some kind of fillet. I gotta find a shawl pattern for these, and that's it. That's what I'm doing. That's what I got work going. Still doing that baby blanket, but it hasn't gotten that far, so I'm not even gonna show it to you guys yet. It's the same thing. The interlocking shells one with the 2 different colors of, not the 2 different colors, the 2 different cakes of Karen Colorama Halo. In the mango, it's like the mango and raspberry, mango and something. So there's that. Anything else? That's it. I think that's it. I feel like there's another project I'm forgetting, but I don't know. I was showing my friend because she saw me working on this dress. I sent her a picture of me in it, a finished product, and she was like, well, what are you doing next? You know, she's like, have you ever made a bag? And I was like, actually, I was thinking of doing a bag soon. I knit a bag years ago, but I used like, I think Charisma yarn from Loops and Threads for one. So knit is definitely not the best stitch for a bag because it's stretchy, and then that yarn is also very stretchy. I didn't know at the time. I just was making stuff, but I knit it. If it had been cotton, it probably would have been fine, but this was just like, as soon as you, like, I couldn't have put anything in it heavier than a piece of paper without it like completely stretching out. But it was really cute. It was like a drawstring bag, and you like, and I made like I-cord. That's how I learned how to do I-cords. I made like, it had I-cord straps that you kind of ran through it, and it was really cute. I might still have it. I think I took it to Goodwill a while ago though. But I was like, yeah, I haven't made a bag in a while, but I've been thinking of making one, so I think I'm gonna crochet a bag. And she's like, well, if you think of me, you know, she's a little person actually. She was like, if you think of me, you know, I like a small bag, and I'm happy to buy one. And I'm like, you know, same thing. I'm like, I got you, man. I'll make you one. Like the way that one, I can never bring myself to like charge my friends for what I make, because I just do it because I like it. And usually they don't ask me, like blankets and things like that. I make them, I think of it on myself, and I give it to them, and they're very appreciative. But even when people ask me, I'm like, you know, the way that I can justify the mountain of yarn in my garage is by giving away what I make, you know, and that's kind of evens it out in my head at least. So yeah, I'm gonna probably be looking on the lookout for a bag pattern for her. Also started, it's somewhere, it's in my room. My husband was wanting, he's been bugging me for months to like make them, because I made like these little hand towels, you know, and he really likes them, and he wants me to do like a bigger version, to do like cleaning around the house. So, you know, Joanne is clearing out their cotton, their kitchen cotton, for like 97 cents. So go over there if you want some. So I picked up like a few, enough to do 2 towels. One was in a blue similar to this, and then another was in like a pink. So I'll do like 2. I think it's probably enough for 2 or 3 towels that I'll do for him. Just the same as this. It's not the, but it doesn't have like the scrubby bits. It's just the cotton. And it's a little bit thinner. This is Lily Sugar and Cream Scrub Off, I think. It's a little bit, they're both 4 weights, but this is definitely thicker than that one. But it's the same concept. It's just gonna be a corner-to-corner dish towel thing, but it's gonna be for scrubbing the mirrors and things like that. That's what he wants to use it for, just like cleaning in general. He's been bugging me for months. Like, when are you gonna make me a big towel? He's like, wants it a certain size. I'm like, I got you, I'll make you a couple. So I started that on Sunday. And that's just probably gonna be what I work on in the car and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a little bit thinner, so it's gonna be different. I don't know, hopefully it'll hold up, because the yarn is just a tad bit thinner. I might go to Joanne. I actually forgot, I was thinking about that today. I might go to Joanne and clean them out on what they got left of their 97 cents cottons, because they've been on clearance for a few weeks. So whatever they got left, I might just clean them out and just make him a bunch of hand towels. We'll see. We'll see. So anyway, that's it. Nothing much else. Oh, today's my husband's birthday. And so that's his present. Okay, you see his bookshelf? I don't know if you guys remember, he had a bookshelf over there. You probably couldn't tell from like the background of my videos, but it was like this one, you know, single bookshelf that was there, it went across, and he had so many books on it, it was sagging. The little shelves were sagging, and like he had the books lined up, and then on top of, in front of those books that were lined up, he had a whole nother set of books, a second layer of books stacked. So, and then he just keeps ordering books. Like we have 1, 2, 3, 4 books arrived on our doorstep this morning. So he's very hard to shop for, because I mean, like, honestly, neither of us are hurting for anything. So if we want something, we'll buy it. And he has, like, when he has downtime at work, because he's a truck driver, but he sometimes has to do like some sitting and waiting, he's on eBay or something. So he does a lot of shopping. So if he wants something, he usually won't wait for it. So you just have to like either listen to him say something and he forgets it, and hopefully he'll just drop something that he forgets later. Like his Christmas present this year was a if you've ever seen that movie The Big Lebowski, there's like the dude sweater, which there is a knitting pattern for it. I like in my knitting group, like a lady made it and it was spot on. It was beautiful, but I could not, absolutely could not. So I went and bought him one, and those things are expensive too. So I bought him one. And he had mentioned it once. He's like, can you make me a dude sweater? I was like, probably not. Like, if you want to wait 20 years, sure, I can make you one. But I didn't say that. But then I went and bought him one. Because it's kind of something he bought up a couple times but then forgot about. That's how you got to shop for him. If not, you just got to get him whatever he says. So last year, I don't know if you can see it. This right here, this little spaceship here next to our couch, right here. That is an automatic litter box that I bought him last year because that's what he wanted. And then this year he was like, he sent me a thing. He was like, I want this bookshelf. And then I got him another one. You see that one over there? So we got one both sides of our fireplace. Originally, like, and maybe, hopefully this is still the plan, because when I bought the house, even before I met him, I knew that I wanted to put bookshelves across this fireplace, like, or next to this fireplace on both sides. And then I have another fireplace in my family room, and I wanted to do it there too. And then when we were dating, we were engaged actually, we both took a week off from work, like right after Christmas, and our plan that week was to build those bookshelves. And then we got COVID. Both of us did. Well, he did, and then I got it from him because I went to make sure he didn't die, and I got it from him. And so we never built those shelves, but now he's bought them. You see they're already full, so that's crazy, right? Well, yeah, you can see. So the one over here, this one here on this side, this is completely full already. And then over here, he's got a couple spaces left. I told him he's got maybe, at the rate he buys books, he's like, I'm done, I'm not buying no more books. Heard that before a million times. At the rate that he buys books, I told him he has like maybe a month left. And then our bookshelf that was over there, that was already like, that was starting to bow and under the weight, we moved that into our family room because I had like a couple of old like plywood, like they were nice looking until you actually touched them, like bookshelves. They're just older ones. When I was moving, my realtor was also selling this old man's house, and she was like, she had no one to help her like clean it out, and it's like an old man that had tons of stuff. And so I was helping her, and I pretty much got to pick whatever I wanted. Like I have like my nice crystal glasses from there. I had a bunch of stuff. I could have got a really nice refrigerator. I should have grabbed it, but I couldn't have got it in my truck. Pretty much I had to be able to fit it in my Volvo. I have like this Volvo SUV. So yeah, but I got a lot, and like I got to kind of pick whatever, you know, I took whatever, because she just needed this stuff out, and I was the only one that I went and helped her. Like we cleaned out probably a whole bunch of stuff out of this man's house, and then she got like the college hunks hauling junk or whatever, people to like clear out the rest of it that we couldn't handle. But anyway, so they're just old ones, so they were nice looking. They were great for when I first moved in, because I had almost nothing when I bought this house. And they're in the family room, but they don't hold a lot. It's like two narrow, kind of tall bookshelves. They don't hold a lot. And then as soon as we moved in, like you're unpacking and stuff, and then like I was not in a big rush to unpack my books. Like I'm a big reader. My mom is a big reader. My husband's also obviously a big reader, but we didn't even know each other at the time. But I got a bunch of books. My mom got a bunch of books. And then she unpacked all her books, and she filled up the bookshelf, and she didn't leave me any space. So my books were in the garage for years. A lot of them ended up getting ruined. I actually was really upset about that, because just moisture and stuff. Ended up having to throw away a bunch, and I was kind of like, I mean, could have saved me some space. But my husband moved that other bookshelf into the family room, and we put all the books on there, and there's still like a couple of empty shelves left, so I can actually, the books of mine that I've either accumulated since then or that are still in the garage, hopefully not ruined, I can finally move into my house 6 years after I bought the house. So anyway, yeah, that's it. It's my husband's birthday. Those are his presents. I helped him put them together, which was extra because that was not my plan, but you know, he always makes me help him put stuff together, because I guess if I'm reading the instructions, it doesn't count as just the instructions. You know, men and instructions. So yeah, anytime we're building anything or we have anything to put together, I have to help because I have to. Anyway, that's what's going on with us. Nothing else. Oh, school starts this week on Thursday. So that's fun. It's our last year in middle school. We're actually going to open house tomorrow. My son is very nervous because he's once again a new kid in school. But his best friend, two of his best friends are also coming to the school with him. So that's a good thing. And so that's exciting for us, I guess. But he's nervous. He's very, very nervous. So we'll see how that goes. I can't believe we're going to have a high schooler in a year. I'm not ready for that at all. Not even a little bit. That's crazy. But my son already, like, he's 13 and a half. Not even. He's got, like, already got a full mustache. He's got a beard down here. He's starting to get this here. All the other body hair has been there for years. Even the mustache has been there since he was, like, 9. The beard's newer. So I've been having to come to terms with my baby not being a baby for a while. But it's still my baby. And he hates when I call him baby. Like, if I'm like, he's like, hey, Mom. I'm like, yeah, yes, baby, what is it? He's like, don't call me that. And I'm like, I'm sorry. But, you know, I'm getting better. I'm trying to respect his autonomy and whatnot. But at the same time, I'm like, you're just my little baby. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all that's going on. We're going on 40 minutes. I will let you guys go. I'm going to show you once again because, oh, my gosh, I'm so proud. Look at this. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. I thank you guys all for listening to me babble. Thank you to all my subscribers. If you're still here, I really appreciate you because I know I just be talking. And so if you can like, if you can comment, if you can subscribe, that would be very well much appreciated. If not, you know, hey, we're good to go. But I do appreciate everyone that watches and hangs out with me because nobody else can, nobody else cares. And my stepson also discovered this channel because I was like, I don't tell anyone the name, like my family. My son knows it and he has mentioned it a couple times and I'm like, shh, be quiet. And I think my husband found it, and he subscribed, but I was like, don't be watching the videos. Like, I'd rather you don't subscribe. But he's like, I'm just trying to support you. And I was like, don't watch the videos. But my older stepson found this video. I'm sure he hasn't made it this far. But he found my channel. Like, if you look, I think I don't even know if it's my last video, but one of my videos, he, like, left a couple comments. And I was like, he thinks, you know, thinks he's hilarious. He's a little troll. But if he's here, which he's not, you know, hey. And then, yeah, anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.